Oh, it's not even. Oh, mother. It's not even on. Alright guys, so there's something I got to address, and that is safety, safety, safety. I still see people out there with no not waders, but no wetsuit or dry suit. People out there in sweatpants and jean shorts and jeans and shorts and sweaters on and jacket on, and once you hit water, you're gonna get cold, you're gonna get soaked, and that stuff's not gonna dry off anytime soon. And I see people out there in waders, and waders are really bad because once water gets in and once you fall in the water, your feet's gonna float. So try to get yourself a wetsuit, and if the tide is too crazy, not the tide, if the surf is too crazy and if the swells are too crazy and the wind's too high, just don't go, don't risk it. Let me show you something. All right, so what I have in my bag are my 2 wetsuit and my wader. And I want to show you the reason why you want to get a wetsuit. So here's my shorter version. Here's the Farmer John, Farmer John, Short John, whatever it is. I'll put up the name later, but it's a little shorter, goes to your knees, and then you got the longer version, which is what I like. They're all neoprene, and this is a little bit thinner, but it does cover you from ankle to shoulder. And I'll put it on, or I'll put on the short one first so you can see the short one. Hopefully I don't look weird out here. Hopefully nobody walks out here while I'm doing this, because to me it looks kind of weird doing this out here in the open. Okay, so this, normally you want to strip down to your underwear, or at least a short or something underneath, but underwear would be better. And basically stick your legs in. And the reason why I don't wear this one as much is because right here I got this gap, and my body is not really designed for this short one, or for most of the wetsuits are not designed for people like me, where you're a little shorter, a little stockier, so it won't fit tight. And if you get something too skinny, it won't fit right, because everything will be smaller and tighter. So with the stomach, with the gut, I got by a little bit bigger. And right here, usually some people leave it open. I like to close it so that way you can stick it in like that. Stick your elbow through. And the reason why you want to get a wetsuit is because it's nice and tight. Well, you don't want to be wearing this kind of shirt. You'll want to wear something thin where it could dry off easy. So this way, when you get wet, it helps you float because it's neoprene. It has little nitrogen bubbles in here to keep you nice and warm, and so you don't get a jellyfish sting on you. If you do get soaked, you flipped over, you're not wearing sweatpants or jeans, or you're not constantly being wet. This, you'll get a little wet, but it'll keep you warm. So, and if you needed to pee, the best part, zip it up, take a piss, zip it back down. If it's too hot, you could just open it up, breathe a little bit while you still have your life jacket on. You could keep it open like this, and you're not gonna fall off your jacket while still keeping cool. So this is very good, and you can still pee. So this is really good. Zip it up, you're good to go. Only problem is the gap. So at the gap right here, water go in and then it'll get cold. So that's why you want to get something tighter like this one. So watch.
So with the waders, I like my waders to be super tight, so that way if I did fall in the water or in the river, very little water will get in and it'll still be a little easier to swim with less air bubble. But let's say you wore a wader into the ocean and you flip, you're gonna have water inside your waders when you flip, so it's gonna go through your clothing is gonna get soaked, your clothing is gonna have, who knows, a couple liters, a couple gallons of water inside, if it depending on the sizing you have. So it's gonna be harder to get onto your kayak, try to swim up, it's gonna be harder to swim. And if you were to ditch your waders, you're gonna be either naked or wet clothing. So if you're gonna be naked or wet clothing, you'd rather just get a wetsuit. It's easier, it's nicer, and you stay warm.
So when you wear waders, you can't pee. So you gotta pee inside your waders. And if you have your vest on, so you have your vest on and you're in the water, how are you gonna take it out? Because you can't pee. And if you take your vest off just to take it off, you could do this if you don't lose your vest. Then go down.
I don't know how talented you are, but I don't know if I could do this in the ocean or in the water while the waves are kicking you back and forth and trying to get the waders off your feet, because even on land it's already pretty tough. So imagine struggling, fighting, and trying not to freak out in the water. Plus, that's if you could get it off and still try to chase after your kayak if it's not blown off. And this is what I mean, like if water comes in, you'll get air bubbles. They'll keep your feet up and then make it a lot harder to swim. I prefer this one a lot better. The NRS Farmer John. It's about, I think, a 3mm thickness of neoprene with the little nitrogen bubbles, and it keeps you nice and warm. Some people go naked. I like to wear at least underwear and t-shirt or a thin shirt, so that way if you do get soaked or get wet, only a little bit of water travels in or stays in, so that way you still stay warm. Because if you wear a sweater, the sweater's going to constantly get wet, and then, or water's going to constantly get in, you're going to keep on getting cold, so wear thin underneath. With the black, it'll keep you warmer from the elements, and the sun will irradiate more sun rays into your body, more heat. And if you do fall in the water, you can still swim. You don't have to fight with any air bubbles or anything, and you just stay a lot warmer, a lot better, a lot drier.
Tight to the ankle, to the shoulder. So if you do need to take a piss, sit back down. Too hot, open it up, put on your vest. That's where you can still take a piss. And if you do fall in the water, nothing's going in, because it's like super tight. And oh shit. And this way, nothing goes in. Nothing goes in. You're covered. Always have the radio on. Make sure it's attached to something, so if you do fall off, your radio doesn't fly off, and you can still radio in for help. And life jacket. Gotta get a life jacket. Safety.
kayakers were rescued after getting stranded on Anacapa Island. It's just a few miles off the coast of Port Hueneme and Ventura County. The Coast Guard was called yesterday afternoon to help get these two women to safety. They were stuck in a rocky area and had to be hoisted up to a helicopter. They were taken to the hospital in stable condition.
Oh my. Within the last 2 years, there's been more kayakers in the ocean, more kayak fishermen, and more people being rescued. They're flipping over, hypothermia, not wearing the right gear, not wearing wetsuit, dry suit. Some aren't even wearing their life vest. It's on the kayak, but they're not wearing it. And there are just so many more accidents in the water. So you guys really need to pay attention. And if you see a condition like this one, which is the last week of 2020, and the waves were ridiculously high, and people still went in there risking their life for fish, which isn't worth it. And at Half Moon Bay, the condition was nasty, but there's these two guys on a tandem Hobie kayak, and they flip, and one guy got hypothermia, and it's scarier because on that day there wasn't much boats out there, and they got lucky a boater came by and saved them. But you guys need to be more cautious, and it's not just for your life and your condition or for you. Think of the heroes on the water. Think of the Coast Guard. Think of the lifeguard. And don't be like this guy right here, where he just abandoned all his stuff and he never claimed it, so they kept on searching for him, wasting their time. So be respectful and let them know so they don't waste their time, because they are doing something very special for us, which is saving our lives. So if it's not good, don't go out. If you're not dressed prepared for getting wet, don't go out. And it's not worth your life trying to get a fish. Just wait for a better day and then go back out. So play it safe, you guys, and don't end up on the news.